All right, welcome back to Life at the Outpost, back to regularly scheduled programming, back in the studio, aka spare bedroom.
Back in the saddle.
Yeah, you can probably hear that background noise out there of some sort of saw going on Sturt Street down there. They're doing some sort of work to a couple of those buildings on the corner, but hopefully it's not too distracting or it's not too loud in the audio after I edit it a bit, because it's rather annoying right now. Anyway, last we were speaking, it was about the disappointment of losing in Vegas and how it sort of seemed like not much had changed from last year. And the game after that, down at Leichhardt against the Tigers, was much the same, if not worse.
If not worse. I'd probably actually argue worse, yeah.
Yeah. So the sentiment of not really seeing much change or improvement on things from last year had really carried over, unfortunately. It's going to sound like we're just beaten down, punching down, being negative and whatnot, or at least it's going to sound like I am, rather. But that's the facts of it. Them's the breaks when you are getting turned around by centres, middles, forwards, halves.
It's a bad look.
And you're getting trick grubbers that lead to a try right under the goalpost and stuff like that. It's pretty damning. I don't know. The boys were sort of in it at the start of the game against the Tigers there, but it just went.
They got a few six agains against them and they just gave up.
Yeah, it is definitely, though, worth noting that really, I guess it would have deflated them, but made it hard on them to defend initially, with already shaky defence. Really took it out of them. Any game, you could be a supporter of any team, and if you're not telling me that you agree there's something going on with the way six agains are being ruled on in at least 2 or 3 games out of every weekend, then you're lying to yourself.
You're lying to us.
And us.
How could you?
But, that was one of them. That was a perfect example. And if you're also one of the flogs that says just simply don't do the things that they give six agains away for,
I want everyone to go and watch that Knights and Warriors game and just tell me that there's nothing wrong.
Exactly right. Another case of it. So this one, the week before, rather, the Tigers-Cowboys won. You know, the boys were looking the wrong way and they were getting pinged for six agains. And the one that really got me was, I think it was the second or third infringement in a row in a set, was when Coruscant, I believe, from dummy half ran straight at...
when they were square. They were square and he still got the six again.
He ran at marker. No, it wasn't even at marker. I don't think he even ran at the marker, was it? It was someone retreating back to get back. Oh, Kai O'Donnell was retreating back, ran straight at him.
Oh, and then he got binned.
Yeah. Kai didn't make a tackle, I don't think. He didn't initiate contact, but he stopped running. He was backpedaling, stopped running, and Appy ran into him, made contact with him, and then because that was the third infringement, he sat down for 10 minutes. I don't know, something wacky going on there, and I don't know, it's probably a bit telling in the results of the Tigers game this week in comparison. But nonetheless, took advantage of our average defence. Was a hard watch. As we said, it's usually either really big scores or really close games down there, like really big scores being really big blowout scores, and it ended up being that way in the end. Decent blowout. Benji's boys getting the win in that one, but...
Take nothing away from them. The Luai played a fantastic game.
Yeah, exactly.
Dewey also played really well too.
Yep, definitely. I think it was just probably by 10 minutes after half-time in that one as well. The boys were just in all sorts. Gassed and not giving a fuck anymore. Yeah, we did see Marnie make a couple errors there, which then he got a break, and Sonny Luke debuted for us to also come on and make a few errors, unfortunately, crucial errors. So, not I don't think there's a finger to be pointed at any one player or any handful of players. I think it was just across the board. The results of that one all ended up going the same way. Everyone was really, I think it was just done for and over it.
One thing it really did do is it really sent me into this coming week with a lot of uncertainty. But that was greatly turned around by the efforts of Scott Drinkwater and Murray Taulagi. So
yes, yeah, definitely. So yeah, moving on to some more positive news this week against the Titans, getting the win, 30 points to 16, and albeit a kind of slowish start, much better. Speaking on Drinkwater, we'd seen a lot of errors, and I guess it's just things not coming off, plays not coming off, and resulting in either tries for the opposite team, passing intercepts, which, mind you, he did again this week, but it was much more on the ball, I think. It's been very rocks and diamonds to start the season, and I think this game was a bit of a redemption arc for him.
There were rocks in this game still, but there was a lot more diamonds to talk about, and I was a lot more stoked with this game.
Yep. Once we, we saw him come back, passing those Harbour Bridge passes, or even that break runaway try, nearly went us up, but he ended up getting away and going the whole way himself under the sticks there, nearly or close to it. It was that's the Drinkwater we know and love. The amazing attacking prowess, and just has that ability to pile points on and whatnot, and be unstoppable. But it's just been a bit of a slow start for him so far this year. So hoping on all hopes that he continues to get back to it and whatnot, and that rib problem isn't causing too much drama, too much issue for him. He can keep building on it and getting better. But great game by him, I think, for sure.
Yeah, and I think probably one of the other great things about this game was just how dominant Murray Taulagi actually can be when he wants to be.
Yeah.
I thought it was almost like he got a little bit bored with the wing and started moving in a little bit more, and and starting to bully them too.
Yep.
I thought that he was really, really dominant on that entire left side of the field. He even when the boys were getting a bit under the pump, he'd take a hit up and he'd make something of it.
Yep.
I thought he was very dynamic in that regard.
Yep.
And I'm hoping this game has sort of given them a little bit more confidence going into the next few games. Obviously, that's going to be a tough one.
Yeah.
The next one, but look, I think this game was a good little boon.
Yeah, definitely a good little show of what they can do, albeit against the Titans, who have been, no offense to them, but struggling to get off the ground from the start of the season. But it would have been damning, very, very tragic signs for the rest of the season if we didn't get the win in this one.
Yeah, definitely.
I think you're right. Murray, another one with maybe slight question marks hanging over his head to start the season. Definitely getting back to what we know he can do. Purdue had a solid game as well. I think Clifford was another one that stood out for me. I think he probably almost should have been man of the match. Just he was sort of, I don't know, here, there, and everywhere really, but set up a few of them tries, and I think he got one or two himself.
I reckon Murray must have only edged him out on that.
It would have been close, it would have had to have been close, but he did. He got that that last try in the end there, and 4 out of 5 kicks, so quite solid. But improvement from the boys. Drinkwater, not to harp on too much about him, but I think it's just it's what we needed to see. I hate when a player has a bad run or their form's out, and all the armchair experts are already talking about who to replace him with. Yes, Purdue filled in good when he was off getting needled for 20 minutes, but doesn't mean Purdue's going to be a good full-time fullback. So, out of necessity, possibly, but I know, again, center's not his natural position. Like you said, he's quite solid there, and he had a really good game there, though. But, I just think probably need to stick with Drinkwater, or at least give him a bit more of a chance, because we've seen players fall out of form and then come back even better afterwards and be better for it. The people that went on about Hemiso, well, look what happened, we let Hemiso go and look what he's doing at the Dolphins. Yeah, but look what he was doing before Drinkwater came back and why Drinkwater took the spot from him. So
exactly.
I mean, you you can't keep them all.
Hindsight is also such 2020 with that side of things as well, like different coaching as well. Like, it's
100%.
So, I mean, he went and sat with Wayne Bennett for 2 years, man. Like, of course he's going to do better.
Exactly right. And
good on him.
Yeah, at a club, built not around him, but probably built a bit more around him.
Largely around him, yeah.
So, you got to stick with Drinkwater a bit more, I think, really, if you're really having a long, hard think about it. That Hamiso thing, perfect example, because what if Drinkwater never did come in and take over? How bad would we possibly have been for Hamiso not getting the fire put under him, not getting a bit more involved? So, yes, the pressure on him is, probably a good thing, because it's making Drinkwater play for his spot or improve. That's good. I think it's probably good to have competition for a spot, and now we've got Ethan King. And there is that other young fellow whose name escapes me again, who Mason Barber, who could vie for the spot as well as Purdue if need be, out of necessity. But yeah, I think we just probably need to stick with him just a little bit longer. It's not like we're trying something we don't know if it works or not. We know he can be a good fullback. We just just got to stick with him a bit more. But yeah, finishing the Drinkwater gurgling, the water we're drinking. We'll have a look at next week's game there, which is up against the Storm. Back here again. It's on Saturday night, home game at Queensland Country Bank Stadium, and by far the hardest matchup of the season so far. It's been a rough run up until last week. To start the season, and this
that probably arguably will be the hardest matchup of the season, other than maybe Penrith.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a test. We've seen the boys get it done before, off of Melbourne, the back of a Melbourne side, a near full strength Melbourne side anyway, who they sort of get a bit complacent. I think they've got it in the bag, and that's when we turn it up. But the times that's happened, I think we've just been in a little bit better stead in terms of our attacking ability and also defense. Defense still rather wavy, bit better against the Titans, but the Titans kind of rudderless with their attack. I think if Campbell wasn't there, Campbell was all they had going for them really, or their main sort of attacking prowess there, but still just looked a bit disjointed. Once you got a team like the Storm there who can do damage from any position, that's when things get a bit harder.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's going to be really tough against this Storm team as well. Just coming off a loss to that
a game
sort
that
of complacency.
Yeah, exactly.
They lost that 100% because of complacency.
Yeah, foot off the throat a bit.
Which means they are going to get flogged all week.
Yep.
They're going to come up here and they're going to be ready to fight.
Yep.
And win the right to not get whipped at work again.
Yep. For another whole week. Yeah.
It's going to be a tough week this week coming for them. But I think they're gonna really stick it to us up here, so it's gonna be tough to watch the boys on this one, but I at least still do have hopes that we can still show improvement.
Yeah,
and I think end of the day, that's what we want to see from the boys. Is improvement. How little can we let the Storm actually get away with here? Yeah,
exactly. If we can muscle up and get a bit of backbone, spine about us, and just defend. If it's a loss, make it a close loss. Don't let them...
Don't let it blow out.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, staying in the game and just, anything can happen there. All I can hope for is that it's a hectically humid day and the Storm just can't handle it. Although that's probably not the best thing to wish for, because the boys were
gassed
last week too. Yeah. So just looking at the teams real quickly, because there have been a few outs. So obviously Chester's sitting down for a week for swinging his forearm around and contacting Campbell in the head there. So he'll be sitting down for the week. Zach Leichhardt comes in and takes his spot, but we also get Tom McHaley back. Tom McHaley's on the extended bench, or part of the bench now, you might as well say. So we are getting a little bit of a bolstering in our forward pack, a bit of vitality from young, big-bodied forward. Would like to see him come in. Who drops out there, I don't know. Harrison Edwards is named on the 17, so I don't think it's a massive loss if we don't see him play. Kai O'Donnell, much the same. One of those two, if we drop one of them for this game and we can get McKaylee in and he's fit, I would be...
You'd be happy with that?
I'd be pretty happy with that, yeah.
Yep.
That's probably about it, though. There's not a whole lot more news just yet with the boys. The one thing I think... Still riding on. You don't hear much of it. Muzz is still unsigned, so hopefully they can lock something down there because, like you were touching on before, I think he's back to where he should be and where he can be.
I just think he's also an integral part of the Cowboys, right?
Very valuable. Yeah. Yep.
Not just for the actual team, the team itself, but just from a leadership perspective as well, you know.
Definitely.
I mean, Purdue even came out this week, you know.
Older boys, yeah.
Absolutely. Like Purdue even came out this week and said, you know, Murray has been hanging out with me pretty much all week.
Yep.
He's been giving me tips. We've been sort of sitting down together and discussing what we want out of the team.
Yeah.
What we want out of that left edge.
Yep.
And you know, I think that's a great leadership thing and what should be going forward. You know, it's a big thing going forward.
Yeah, for sure.
They need to lock him down.
Yep. And speaking about Purdue, that's the other one. I don't think he'll be going anywhere. There are rumours they're ready to table a really big offer for him. Hopefully it's not too much because we've done that in the past. But, I would like them to lock him down as well, most definitely, of course.
Satisfaction, but hungry is what we want out of him.
Yeah, exactly. And I think by all reports, all his family here and whatnot, I think he'll stay. I think he'd like to stay in the North, but I wouldn't begrudge him if someone's offering him $1 million and we're offering him $200,000. So yeah, hopefully something competitive and something that'll keep him happy and staying up in the North here. Other than that, I think Sonny Luke making his home debut, Marnie also making his home game debut. Both of them had an all right game. Sonny Luke pretty useful against the Titans there, so hopefully we can see him getting injected, whether it be Marnie comes off for a spell or whatever, or one of them gets injected onto the edge or something, just moved around a bit into lock maybe, I don't know. But very, very useful, so good signs moving forward there as well, I think. But I think that's probably about it in the way Cowboys news. There's not much more else to talk on at the moment. Until we come to you next time, thanks for listening.
Cheers.